Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunjavihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Radha Govinda Radhe Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Om Shtupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtottarashatasya Śrimad Divine Grace Abhaya Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. What is the verse number? 4, 3, 3, 20, 29. Okay? Correct. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuvannmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishthiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Welcome all of you for the Śrimad Bhāgavatam class this morning. We are in the third canto, 20th chapter, text number 29. Tam Kvanacharanam Bhojam Madavihvala Lochanam Kanchi Kalapa Vilasa Dukula Channarodhasam Tam Kvanacharanam Bhojam Madavihvala Lochanam Kanchi Kalapa Vilasad Dukula Channarodhasam Tam Kvanacharanam Bhojam Madavihvala Lochanam Kanchi Kalapa Vilasad Dukula Channarodhasam. Tam Panacharanam Bhojam Madhavehvala Lochanam Kanchi Kalapa Vilasat Dukula Channarodhasam Tam Kvanacharanam Bhojam Madhavehvala Lochanam Kanchi Kalapa Vilasad Dukula Channarodhasam. Tam Kvanacharanam Bhojam Madhavehvala Lochanam Kanchi Kalapa Vilasad Dukula Channarod. What is this? Any of you? Tam Kvanacharanam Bhojam Madhavehvala Lochanam Kanchi Kalapa Vilasad Dukula Channarodhasam. Tam, that body. Kvanat, tinkling with ankle bells. Charana Ambhojam, with lotus feet. Mother, intoxication. Vehvala, overwhelmed. Lochana, with eyes. Kanchi Kalapa, with a girdle made of golden ornaments. Vilasat, shining. Dukula, by fine cloth. Channa, covered. Rodhasam, having hips. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. The body given up by Brahma took the form of the evening twilight when the day and night meet, a time which kindles passion. The asuras, who are passionate by nature, dominated, as they are by the element of rajas, took it for a damsel, whose lotus feet resounded with the tinkling of anklets, whose eyes were wide with intoxication, and whose hips were covered by fine cloth, over which shone a girdle. Purport: as early morning is the period for spiritual cultivation, the beginning of evening is the period for passion. Demoniac men are generally very fond of sex enjoyment, therefore they very much appreciate the approach of evening. The demons took the approach of the evening twilight to be a beautiful woman, and they began to adore her in various ways. They imagined the twilight to be a very beautiful woman with tinkling bangles on her feet, a girdle on her hips, and beautiful breasts, and for their sexual satisfaction they imagined the appearance of this beautiful girl before them. I first of all seek the blessings of Maharaj. There are two great souls sitting here in the class today, and it's not a very simple topic, it's a difficult to speak topic. I seek their blessings that I don't speak anything that will be inauspicious. I only speak that which will benefit me and others today. You will see in this world beer bars, brothels, permit room, all these things become active after the sun sets. And they put dim lights, and people come to clubs to drink and smoke and watch cabaret dances or naked dances in the evening time. Because the night time is a time of ignorance. And such only in darkness sinful activities can happen. When the sun is up in the sky, the thieves would hide. But when the sun is gone, when it is dark night, then all sinful activities start. So the asuras or demons are called as nishachara, means those who keep awake at night. You will see there is a verse in the Bhagavad Gita, Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti samyami tasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato mune. That verse says that what is night for the introspective sage is day for the demons. What is day for the introspective sage is night for the demons. Like for example, it is literally true. When I was a student of IIT Bombay, I would go to bed at 9 o'clock and then get up at 3:30 or so. When I get up at 3:30 to go to bathroom to take a bath, I would see boys playing on the volleyball and basketball. Still they'll be playing just outside my room in the courtyard. I mean, we used to see them playing. And when I would finish my bath and come back at 4 o'clock, that is the time they will go to sleep. So what was night for me was day for them. Whole night they have played. And then when I would go for chanting and then college, they would be sleeping. They would sleep at 4 o'clock and get up at 10 o'clock. 10 or 11 they would get up like that. So what is night for them is day for us. You will see that. And another meaning of this is, they have no interest in spiritual life, spiritual advancement. Neither do they have faith, nor are they interested to know. In the same manner, we also have no inclination for their materialistic activities. You will see devotees will turn their face away when they see such materialistic activities of the demons, drinking and smoking and drugs and all those things. When they indulge in, we just don't even want to see it, we turn away. Why? Because birds of the same feather flock together. You will see, you create a particular type of ambience and you are going to attract particular type of people. For example, you stagnate the water in your gutter, a lot of mosquitoes will come. Because mosquitoes are very comfortable in stinking water. And pigs also will come and stay in the gutter. They like stinking gutter water. Yeah. Or you keep a dustbin which is unattended for many days. A lot of crows will come. Crows will sit around in the Tat vayasam tirtam ushanti manasa. That verse says in Bhāgavatam. They will sit and they will be pulling out dirty things from the... On the other hand, you will find the swans. They are pure white. They live in crystal clear waters in the lakes. They drink milk. And they are very clean in their lifestyle. You will see that. Amongst the birds also there are two classes, crow class and swan class, Prabhu says. So, in the same manner, like you see the parrots fly together, sparrows fly together, dogs live together. You will see that humans live together also. All humans live. Prabhupada says one amazing phenomenon in this world. Even if dogs quarrel also, still they live with each other. Humans also will quarrel and they will live with humans only. Like crows or other parrots, they may quarrel amongst themselves, but after quarreling also they will live with the same community, they will live. Similarly, devotees, little bit tussle they will have, but they will stay together with devotees only. Because at last we know we have nowhere else to go. We have to live with devotees only. So, that's why we say birds of the same feather flock together. So, the demons flourish in unclean activities. Pravartante ashuchi vratau, Krishna says. Pravrittim cha nivrittim ta janana surasuraha na shaucham na pichacharo na satyam teshu vidyate. He's telling they do not know what is to be done, what is not to be done, what is clean, what is unclean, they just don't know. The demoniac people. And he says that they have no good behavior. He says they do not know proper conduct. So, for example, they will eat any damn thing, which is any kind of nasty things they eat, abominable things they eat, and their character is abominable because they don't respect all women as mothers, except one's wife. They do not follow such standards. They can sleep with anybody, they can eat anything. Their habits and activities are all unclean. Pravartante ashuchi vratau. They flourish in unclean activities, he says. So, and the demons are just the opposite of the demigods. The Lord says in the scriptures that one should maintain a cow, drink cow's milk, and then use the milk for making ghee, which will be offered in the sacrificial fire for performing yajna. But what the demons will do, they will slit the throat of the cow. They will just do the opposite. The cow is to be protected like a mother. The mother who is giving you milk, you don't kill her. The cow deserves to be protected. But they will slit the throat of the cow for eating cow flesh. Actually, by drinking cow's milk and ghee and curd and everything, also you enjoy. But by eating flesh, also you enjoy. But the eating cow flesh is a not sanctioned enjoyment, unsanctioned enjoyment. So the demons always will go for that which is not sanctioned, that which is not sanctified, that is not regulated. So devotees means we should follow these three things, that is sanctioned, sanctified and regulated. For example, vegetarian food is sanctioned. And the food offered to Krishna is sanctified. And eating prasadam in moderate proportion is regulated. So if we, even though we may say I eat only prasad, but if we overeat, then we get into trouble. So it should be regulated also. Sanctioned, sanctified and regulated. So that is the meaning of a devotee. So by adopting this, like in this verse we are hearing about, the Asuras saw Brahma cast away his body, subtle body. When it was gliding down, the demons were watching it. It was like the twilight coming down. So it appeared like the form of a very beautiful young girl. She was wearing tinkling ankle bells. They saw her shapely body. That's described here. The hips she was wearing a fine cloth. And they were describing the evening twilight, if you see, it's like a little reddish kind of thing, hue, the evening time when the sun is setting. So when they saw the sun also, they saw it as if she is playing a ball, with her hands. That will come in the next few verses you will read. So they were imagining a woman who was exactly there, not present. It was just imagined because of their passion. A similar description comes, you will see, in Puranjana. When Puranjana, one day, he is seeing a beautiful girl coming with a snake guarding her and 10 servants with her. So this is a very allegorical story, Puranjana. The 10 servants were the 5 jnanendriyas and 5 karmendriyas. That means 5 knowledge acquiring senses and 5 action senses. And the snake represents prana. And this beautiful woman who came in front of him, that woman represents intelligence. Intelligence. So now when Puranjana looked at her, he is describing that, oh woman, why have you come naked and you are alluring me like this with your beauty? Like that he is asking a question. And then in that purport, Prabhupada is writing, that woman was properly dressed. But Puranjana was thinking she is sexy or she is very looking like that because of his own passion. He says, problem is not in the woman's body, but in Puranjana's passion in his eyes. Like the Prabhupada writes. So, that means even if a woman is modestly dressed, a man can have, like a bad look. Because of which he sees the whole world is meant for his enjoyment. Regarding that, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur made one very beautiful statement. He says that Jagad Dhanamayam Lubdaha Kamukaha Kaminimayam Itivat Pashyati Hare Shariram. He says, what he says, if a greedy man goes to a forest, immediately he will call his servant and ask him, this forest is how many acres of land? How many trees are there? Let us cut down these trees, sell them and make a good money. Like that he will talk. A greedy man thinks like that. If a lusty man goes to the forest or a park, he will be looking for some lovebirds there, some boys, girls who are hanging around there. He will want to see their dirty activities, a lusty man. And if a devotee goes to a forest, immediately devotee will think, oh, this forest looks like Vrindavan. If a devotee sees a mountain, he will think, this is like Govardhan. If a devotee sees a river, he will say, oh, this is like Yamuna. If a devotee sees a crowd of cows and calves, he will think, maybe Krishna must be somewhere around nearby. Like that devotee will think. So the same thing seen by a greedy fellow, lusty fellow and a devotee, the outlook of the three people is different. You will see that. So, like for example, Mohini Murti, in that pastime of churning of the milk ocean, 8th canto, when she appeared, the demigods immediately thought she is our mother. Matas samasta jagatam madhukaita bhare vaksho viharini mano hara divya murte Shri Swamini Shatajana Priyadana Shile Shri Venkatesha Dayite Tapasu Prabhatam. So, the devotees of the Lord pray to Lakshmi, goddess of fortune. How they pray? Matas samasta jagatam. Oh mother, you are the mother of the whole universe, goddess of fortune, Radharani or Lakshmi or Sita. Bhaksho Viharini Manohara Divya Murti. You reside in the chest of Lord Narayana in the form of a golden hair, you will see. Lord Narayana has a space in the heart where Lakshmi ji, his consort, internal potency, resides. Sometimes she stays there, sometimes she comes out and is massaging the feet of Narayana, you will see. She has two places. Narayana tells her, enough of service, relax now. But she says, no relaxation now, I want to do service, she says. But sometimes she resides in the chest. So she stays in the chest of Narayana and she Swamini, he says. Lord is called Swami, she is called Swamini. Like Lord is called Bhagavan, she is called Bhagavati. So Bhagavan, Bhagavati, Swami, Swamini. He is Shaktiman, Shakti. Like that we call her. Tavasu Prabhatam, good morning to you, he is saying. And then he is saying, the devotee is praying, Tavasu Prabhatam Aravinda Lochane. Oh goddess of fortune, your eyes are like lotus petals. Bhavatu Prasanna Mukha Chandra Mandale. Your face is cheerful and compassionately smiling. Your face looks like a full moon, he says. Bhavatu Prasanna Mukha Chandra Mandale. Vidishankarendra Vanita Virarchite, wife of Shiva, wife of Indra, wife of Brahma, they all come and bow down to you, goddess of fortune. Every morning they come to bow down to Lakshmi, who is the wife of Lord Narayana. And you are the sweetheart of Narayana. Like that they are praying. Now why did I tell you this? It is not that the devotees don't see Srimati Radharani or Lakshmi to be beautiful. But although they see her as beautiful, they see her as their mother. Mata samasta jagatam madhukaita bhare. They don't see her as an enjoyable object. So, if somebody appreciates the beauty of the internal potency of the Lord, but although we appreciate the beauty, we know she is Lord's property. She is not meant for my enjoyment. So, that's the mood in which they see. Vatsalyadi gunojvalam bhagavatim mande jagan mataram. See these two words. Radharani sees all jivas with a vatsalya bhava. What is the vatsalya bhava? She sees them as her children. And she pleases Lord Krishna with her devotional qualities. So, you will see in many temples, you will see Radharani's the right hand she will be carrying a garland. And left hand she will be having of course in some temples you will see Radharani a blessing like this. In some places you will find Radharani will have a garland in one hand and the left hand will be having a flower bouquet. The garland is for putting to Lord Krishna's neck and the flower bouquet is to welcome the souls to the spiritual world. All of you return back home, back to Godhead. So we see her as a mother, not as object of enjoyment. Like Hanuman, he saw Sita as a mother, but Ravana saw her as object of enjoyment. And he was destroyed. You will see that. She's a mother. Mother should not be treated like a wife. So he wanted to exploit her. So, therefore you will find in the Samudra Manthan Leela, or the churning of the milk ocean pastime, you will see that all the devatas, including Indra also, they all saw the Mohini Murti form like a mother. They were never allured by that form with a desire to enjoy her or something like that. On the contrary, the demons on the other side, when Mohini Murti arrived there, they had stolen away the Amrit Kalash, that pot of nectar, from the hands of Lord Dhanvantari, and they ran away. Can anybody steal a pot of nectar from Lord's hands? Is it possible? What do you think? Is Lord weak that he can, Lord cannot hold on to it? Can somebody steal or not? What do you think? Nobody can steal. But if somebody is stealing it, that stealing is also a pastime. That is also a pastime. Lord purposely allowed them. Okay, you take it and go. And Lord came in another form as Mohini and then took it away from them. So when Mohini came, she looked with her sidelong glance at each of those demons. And all the demons were twisting their mustaches. She is looking at me, I think she wants to marry me. They were thinking like that. Every demon thought like that. And they decided that I'll behave like a gentleman so that, she will not get upset with me. So all of them decided that we will speak very sweetly with her so that she will marry me. Including the leader of the demons, who is the giant, the big fellow. So he gave it to her. So she asked a question, don't you see, I am a single woman moving alone. She even used the word, I am like a prostitute moving alone. I have no father, no husband, nobody. I am just moving on the road. And you guys don't know me, who I am. You don't even know my name. You don't know my lineage. And you are giving the handing over the Amrit Kalash to me. Shri Radha Govind Devaki. You are giving it to me. But if you give it to me, she said, I will divide the nectar in the way I want. And you can't ask me, is it all right? They said, no problem, no problem. They gave it to her because they wanted to behave like a gentleman. This is how they were cheated by the illusory appearance of Mohini Murti, who was none other than Lord Vishnu himself. It's a temporary avatara, that Lord Vishnu, temporary incarnation that Lord Vishnu showed Mohini Murti. They were allured by her beauty and they developed a passion with a desire to exploit and enjoy her. On the contrary, you find Devatas didn't develop that. So in the Prahlad Maharaja's section of preaching to the demons, Prahlad Maharaj says, those people who develop a nature that is rebellious towards the Lord, they have many things to enjoy in this world, but amongst all of them, the topmost enjoyment they wish to do is that their target is woman, he says. You will see that. Prahlad Maharaj says that. They want to enjoy many things. They want to enjoy gold, they want to enjoy land, they want to enjoy many pleasurable things, amongst which the topmost target for them is a woman. They think of any woman as an object of enjoyment. They don't see them as a mother. So, that is the demoniac mentality. Demoniac mentality. You all know when Ravana in Ramayana went to meet Maricha, one of his fellow men. He was doing penance, Maricha. So he said, hey Marich, I am thinking of kidnapping Sita. I need your help. As soon as Maricha heard it, why do you want to do such a thing? And then he said, why do you want to fight with Ram? Ram is so mighty, he took an arrow and sent it towards me when I had taken the form of a carnivorous deer with a flaming mouth. I had eaten many sages in the forest. So I looked like a deer, but actually I was a carnivorous deer. So at that time Ram took an arrow and threw me into the ocean 800 miles. After that I developed a phobia for Ram. Now anybody says anything beginning with Ra, I am afraid. Rati, somebody says, I will faint immediately. So now I decided never to go near him. So my dear Ravana, go back to Lanka. Let Ram live with Sita and you live with your wife Mandodari, be peaceful. And Ravana went back. But second time Ravana, by the instigation of his sister Shurpanaka, again he came back. He told Maricha, now I want your help. I don't want any advice from you. You should become a deer and go to Ram and all that he spoke. At that time Maricha said, okay, why do you involve me in this? Why don't you take a form like Rama? You take a form like Ram and then approach Sita, he said. He said, Ravan said, when I take a form like Ram, all my bad qualities go away. My enjoying propensity goes away. Therefore, otherwise, do you think I am foolish? I can do it. Then he said, okay, don't take the form of Ram. You chant the Ram's name. If you chant Ram's name, there is nothing impossible you can achieve. And he said, when I chant Ram's name, Sita looks like a mother for me, he said. But I can't enjoy her. So this goes to show, when you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, then all good character will come if one chants properly, holy name. So, civilized life means matravat paradareshu. Except one's own wife, one should see all other women as a mother. So here we find the asuras, they were driven by passion, and they are describing the form of the twilight as a beautiful woman. They are describing. So just like you have passion for eating junk food, although you know it is harmful for you. Similarly, there are people who are passionate for changing partners and enjoying with multiple women, and they get many sexually transmitted diseases, many people in this world. But they cannot control their urge. Similarly, there are kings who cannot control their urge for expanding their kingdoms, like Alexander, or Bali Maharaj, or Hiranyakashipu. These fellows are greedy for all the lands they want to own. Similarly, there are men who want to possess all the women. Similarly, there are people who are greedy for shining gold. So therefore we say Dhanam Janam Sundarim. We say. So this type of attraction, which eventually becomes attachment. Attachment is more deeper than attraction. Attraction is the preliminary stage. Attachment is a fixed up stage. For example, when a person is attracted to the Prabhupada says, a man for a woman and a woman for a man. They both can be enemies if any of the parties have the material attachment. Now, I will tell you a couple of examples, it will make it clear. One day in Srirangam, Sripad Ramanujacharya had gone to take a bath in the holy river and he was returning back. And he saw from the temple of Ranganath, a big procession started. Thousands of people were around. And the little girls who are below 12 years, called Kumaris, they would carry water pots on their head. 12 of them they will carry. After that, the Brahmanas were chanting the Vedic mantras. Then there were horses, there were elephants, and the Lord was also coming in a very big palanquin carried by people. And a lot of crackers were put in the sky, and people are shoveling flowers. Many people brought plates of coconut and bananas and many fruits and ghee lamp, everything to be offered to the Lord. All families, husband, wives, very nicely dressed. They came to offer arati for the Lord and then offer obeisances. Lord was coming in a chariot. So Ramanuja was watching the darshan and he offered obeisances from a distance, and then he was coming towards that place. After taking bath, he was coming. One strange sight caught his attention. Across the road, he saw one very healthy man. He looked like he was a wrestler. And he was holding an umbrella over the head of a young beautiful woman, which was his wife. So this fellow was looking at her eyes, her face and her eyes, and he was also fanning her. It was a hot sunny day. He was holding umbrella with one hand and fanning her and looking at her face. And Lord is coming like this and he is looking at her. and fanning her like this. Ramanuja was on the other side of the road. He told Dasarathi, he is one of his disciples, look at this fellow. He is not ashamed. In a public place, he is just fanning his wife and holding the umbrella. The Lord is coming. He is not even turning his face to worship the Lord or bow down to the Lord. So Ramanuja said, go and call him here, he said. Then he crossed the road and came and he offered obeisances to Ramanuja. Ramanuja asked him, dear man, what makes you so intoxicated with that woman that you are not even able to turn your attention to anything in this world? He told, oh sir, what can I say? Those the pair of eyes, two eyes, he said, they have intoxicated me. And I can pay any price to see them. I cannot be separated from her even for a moment. Wherever she goes, I go. And I also render service to her, fanning her. So, a day and night I want to be with her and I don't want to be separated from her, he said. And Ramanuja appreciated his honesty at least. He was not even ashamed to say that. Ramanuja asked him, if I show you a pair of eyes more beautiful than this, then what you will do? He said, then I will give her up, then I will go behind those eyes. He said, really? Let's see. So he come in the evening, he said. Ramanuja took him to the Ranganath temple. So in Ranganath temple you would find Lord Krishna lying in a snake bed. Very long form, huge form. From there to here, such a huge form. If you have gone for darshan, you will see Lord's lotus feet in one of the doors, Lord's navel in the other door, and you will see the Lord's face in the third door. You will see 3 doors. So when Lord was lying like this, Ramanuja took him, and the pujari came and actually pujaris, they will show the lotus feet, the navel of the Lord, chest of the Lord, and the hands of the Lord with 4 weapons, Shank, Chakra, Gada, Padma, all those things. And then they will show the face of the Lord, beautiful face. So when Pujari was showing the face of the Lord, they would actually show light towards each of these parts of the body so that we can take darshan of the Lord. At that time, by Ramanuja's grace, Lord's beautiful eyes were revealed to that fellow, Dhanurdas. His name was Dhanurdas. Dhanurdas fainted unconscious, seeing the beautiful eyes of the Lord. Dhyanayanam prahasitam bahuladaroshta bhasarunayita tanudvijakunda pankti dhyayet swadeha kuhare vasitasya vishnor bhaktyardrayarpitamana pradagdidrikshen hasam hare ravanata kila lokatevra shokashrusagara vishoshana atyudaram sammohanaya rachitam nijamayayasya Bhrumandalam Munikrite Makaradvajasya. This is a description of the Lord in the heart, Super Soul, by Lord Kapila. He says that if anybody sees the smiling face of the Lord, the ocean of grief will be evaporated, he says, in their lives. Just once you are able to observe the smile of Lord's face, then you may have ocean of grievances in your life. They will all be dried up, he says. And if one sees the eyebrows of the Lord, which are like arched bow, then one will never fall prey to the beautiful eyebrows of a beauty queen, he says, of a woman. So therefore the eyebrows of the Lord are a protection for those who want to conquer lust. So Makara Dvaja means what? You all know Cupid? Cupid has a flag. Who knows in the flag what is the insignia? What is the symbol there? Anybody knows? In Cupid's flag? Yes? Cupid has a flag. In that flag the symbol is fish. There will be a fish, Makara. There will be a fish. So in Krishna's lotus feet there are 16 symbols. One of the symbol is fish. What is the meaning of that? If you become Krishna's devotee, Krishna knocks down the flag of Cupid and stands on that. Therefore in Krishna's feet there is fish. It is said, like Haridas Thakur conquered a lusty proposal from a prostitute, isn't it? Because for those who have become pure devotees by taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, for them, Krishna, like the fish is there in the flag which is knocked down, So Lord will knock down the lusty propensity and transform that lust into love in the heart of the devotee. So Haridas Thakur's heart was flooding with love for Krishna, that he could, that love could overflow and make that prostitute in Benapole also into a pure devotee, isn't it? So in this way, when that Dhanurdas saw, he not only fell unconscious, when he got up, he cried tears continuously. And he fell at the feet of Ramanuja and clasped it to his chest and told, my dear great sage, please accept me as your disciple. Now I don't want to do anything in this world other than to serve Lord Ranganatha. And then when his wife saw the transformation of heart, she became very touched. She also became purified completely. And then Ramanuja said, you don't have to leave your wife. Husband and wife, both of you practice together, Krishna consciousness. So he gave them a quarters to live. And then they became full-time grihasthas in the temple to serve. And some brahmacharis became envious of them. They thought that he's low-born. Why is our Guruji giving so much attention to him? We are Brahmins and they are not Brahmins. They were thinking like that. So what Ramanuja would do, morning when he would go to the riverside to take bath, he would put his hand in the shoulder of Dasharathi, who is a Brahman and Ramanuja's relative and Ramanuja's disciple also. He would put his hand in his shoulder and go. After taking bath, while returning, he will put hand in the shoulder of this Dhanurdas. So people would wonder, Dhanurdas is low-born. After taking bath, Ramanuja is putting hand on his shoulder and coming. Why? Because Ramanuja wanted to show the world. After taking bath, you are supposed to be clean. But I am putting hand in the shoulder of Dhanurdas to show the world that even a low-born person is not low-born if he becomes a devotee, Vaishnava devotee. Ramanuja wanted to teach the world. Even a dog-eater becomes a devotee. He is better than a Brahmana also. He wanted to show that. So, one day Ramanuja wanted to teach this brahmacharis a good lesson. So, Ramanuja saw that one day there was a big commotion in the ashram. One brahmachari was shouting, hey, somebody has stolen my towel. He was shouting. Somebody else was shouting, hey, somebody has stolen my chappal, my sandals. So Ramanuja, as soon as he arrived there, they all became sober. Guru has come, they offered obeisances. So then Ramanuja said, hey, because there is a great poverty in the ashram, one of you go and take something from the home of Dhanurdas and come. Steal something and come, because you don't have any money to run the ashram. So bring something. So one brahmachari went there. It was actually a daytime when Dhanurdas had gone out and Dhanurdas' wife was there, sleeping. She was lying down, relaxing after the morning work. So this fellow peeped from the window and saw she was lying down. So he went and took off her earrings, golden earrings she was wearing, because they were affluent, Dhanurdas and his wife. So when he took off the golden earring, then she turned around and slept on the other side. Immediately the brahmachari ran away. So, and Ramanuja told all the brahmacharis, come with me. Now Dhanurdas returned in the evening. So they were all watching from the window. At that time, Dhanurdas asked his wife, what happened today? She said, this poor brahmachari, they have no food to eat. They came and took my earring. And then he said, but they have taken one earring, what about the other? Why did you give only one? You didn't give the other one. She said, no, I turned around to sleep on the other side so that he can take the other one also. But that fellow ran away, she said. And Dhanurdas scolded his wife. Why are you so bodily conscious? You could have just left them to take all the ornaments if they wanted. Ultimately, whatever we possess belongs to Guru. Like that he said. Then Ramanuja said, look at them, how they are behaving. When all the brahmacharis saw, their jaws dropped in shame. So Ramanuja wanted to show, even though Dhanurdas and his wife were leading a grihastha life, they were completely detached. And they became very, very pure devotees. So this pastime shows that although Dhanurdas was lusting for this woman, wife, in the beginning, that lust transformed into pure love by association of Narada, association of Ramanuja, and also the vision of the Lord. So, the lust is like somewhat like a disease in this world, in the conditioned soul. Lust and love are both very powerful. They are same magnitude but in opposite direction. You will see, lust means to exploit, and love means to serve. And love involves, means voluntary service we do to Guru and Krishna. Lust means people do work with the desire to get something out from others. For example, if a husband and wife also, if a husband is bringing nice ornaments and nice costly car and purchasing a big bungalow, all these things he does for the wife to make a display that I am giving you all these things, so you have to give me enjoyment. With that mood. So he sees his wife as a sex machine. And the wife is thinking, this fellow is like an ATM machine or whatever, Paytm machine. It's like a money-making machine. If she sees the husband, then that is not a sweet relationship. Both of them actually are thinking, what can the other person give me? So, because lust flows inward, whereas love flows outward. You will see that. Love means tat sukhi sukitvam. I find pleasure in Guru's pleasure. I find pleasure in Krishna's pleasure. That is the meaning of love. And I don't want anything beyond that. So, you will find many historical pastimes where somebody was very lusty, but they became great lovers of God. You all know there was one man who was a Brahmin, born in a Brahmin family, and he was also very learned and everything, but he became attached to one prostitute called as Chintamani. And he used to go to meet her. Everybody knew in the village, this fellow is after her. He used to go to her regularly. One day his father had died, and he is supposed to take the body to crematorium. And all the relatives told, hey, you are the son, you should take the father's body to crematorium, put fire and all that. He said, no, I am going to meet Chintamani, he said. He left the dead body and went ahead. You can imagine how much he was attached to her. And it happened to be a very heavy rainy day. There was water flowing like river. So he had to cross the river and go to the other side. He caught hold of one boat. It wasn't a boat, it was a dead body. And reached the other side. Then he ran in the heavy rains. When he saw the house was closed, the door was closed, and there was a first floor where the light was on, Chintamani was present there. He was shouting, nobody was responding. He kicked the door, shouted, nobody responded. In the roar, in the babble of the sound of the rains, nobody could hear anything. So he caught hold of, there was one banyan tree. So one of the roots of the banyan tree he caught up and climbed up, but it wasn't root, it happened to be snake. He didn't know it's a snake on the wall. He just used that to climb up. He broke the window and fell inside, jumped inside. So his body got a lot of bruises. It was bleeding here, there, everywhere in his body. Chintamani looked at him and she said, how foolish you are. She said, you are so passionate for my skin. If you had an iota of devotion to Lord Krishna, what you have for me, you would have attained Lord Krishna long before. Like that she said. As soon as he heard that, it was like lightning. Immediately. He said, Chintamani, Somagirir, Guror me. He said, oh Chintamani, my Guru Somagiri in my previous life is speaking through your mouth now. Now I am no more attracted to this type of man-woman attraction. I am going to go to Vrindavan. Immediately, thank you for reminding me of my eternal relationship with my Lord Krishna. And he immediately left and went towards Vrindavan. So you will see he went on to become Bilomangal Thakur. And Bilomangal Thakur is so much glorified by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for his Krishna Karunamrita book. So these are all very hope-giving pastimes that in this world sometimes devotees feel that this unceremonious, contaminating, lusted desires arise in the mind, even though we are chanting the holy name and we are doing so many devotional activities. Why such impure desires arise in the mind? But it is possible for us to completely eradicate it by flooding our heart with pure love, by very faithful chanting and faithful hearing of the Śrimad Bhāgavatam. So we should know that this is a demoniac mentality, and in Sanskrit we call two terms, Bhogavritti, Sevavritti. Hanuman had Sevavritti, Ravana had Bhogavritti. Bhogavritti means enjoying mentality. Sevavritti means service attitude mentality. So we have to practice this service attitude, service to devotees, service to Guru, service to Krishna. And then as the service attitude increases, the enjoying mentality gradually reduces. For example, the demons only want to enjoy. The pure devotees only want to serve. And the demigods want to do both. They want to serve the Lord also, little bit they want to enjoy also. So where are we practicing sadhana devotees? So sadhana bhaktas are also like demigods. They want to serve the Lord, and along with that service they want a little bit enjoy also. If you want to enjoy, if you want to control other people, so that propensity gradually diminishes as we advance in spiritual life. We will come to a stage where we will only want to serve the Lord, Hari Guru Vaishnavas, with no other expectation in return. That's a very advanced stage. So now, in the Bhāgavatam it is said, a man for a woman and woman for a man, both are great stumbling blocks in the path of self-realization if they have attachment. For example, it is said a deer wanted to drink water. It went to a pond, but it found only grasses all over, thick grass. And it already had eaten grass. Now it doesn't want grass. Now he wants water to drink, but he couldn't find water. So he died without drinking any water. But the deer did not know. Below that grass, it was a water pond. He just has to move the grass aside and drink the water. Similarly, in this body, all living beings are enjoying the grass body. What is the grass body? Like if somebody gives you a big coconut, like that you bite the green coconut, you have seen that? Green coconut, how many of you have seen green coconut? In America you get coconut water only. You've seen green coconut, right? If somebody bites the green coconut, will it be tasty? It's only fiber. And inside that there is shell. And inside the shell there is coconut. And inside the coconut there is water. So Prabhupada says the coconut fiber is like grass body, and the coconut shell is like subtle body, and the coconut is like the soul, and the coconut water is Krishna Prem. So in the coconut, what is the best part? Coconut, the full coconut, which is the best part? Coconut and coconut water. The white portion, coconut, and the coconut water. That's the best part. Whereas the two shells, one coconut shell and the coconut fiber is not very great. That is fed to the fire. Correct now? So, therefore our grass body, subtle body is not important. The soul and love for Krishna is important. Correct now? So, like the deer foolishly was looking only at the grass, which is like the grass body, and the water below is like the soul. He didn't notice that. Similarly, man is attracted to the form of woman, and woman is thinking that this man will supply me all the goods. So, in the same chapter of Bhāgavatam, 7th canto, it says that a woman should think, I am like a deer and the man who plays some instrument to allure the deer. Similarly, my husband may provide me car and bungalow and money and varieties of facilities for sense gratification. He is my provider, that is good, but sometimes when he increases his provisions more and more to pamper me, I may become complacent in my spiritual life. So woman should think, such a man who is only providing me material goods without spiritual advancement, he is also my enemy. Woman should think like that. And a man should think, this woman who is very good looking, my wife, she is feeding me nice food and giving me the sexual enjoyment. So she becomes a big stumbling block for me if I don't advance in spiritual life. So it's not that only woman is a problem for man. Man is problem for woman is problem for man. If they both are materialistic, if their mind is having gramya buddhi means materialistic consciousness. So both of them have to go to Guru and take shelter of Guru, take initiation and follow a life, a purified life. Like for example, Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamasmi Bharata Krishna says that. Actually, whether you are a man or a woman, if you develop higher taste, the attraction to eating, attraction for sex life, attraction for accumulating material goods, attraction for name, fame, glory, attraction for increasing followers, all these things will evaporate to the degree one is advanced in spiritual life. These are all actually diseased state of the conditioned soul. So, this verse talks about the demoniac mentality today. And the demons were chasing after this due to the passion that was driving them. So we have to rise above this passion and ignorance to the sattva guna, mode of goodness, in which we can experience the genuine knowledge of what is what. The crystal clear discrimination ability comes in sattva guna. In passion, one is blinded by the dust. If you throw dust in somebody's eyes are paining, he can't see properly. So in passion and ignorance, we are in illusion. Prabhupada said the godless civilization is born of illusion, and the result of such civilization is lamentation. Prabhupada writes in Ishopanishad. So people who are godless and passionate, they chase after this beauty. But what is this beauty? Woman's beauty or man's beauty is ephemeral, temporary. Because the body will get old, teeth will be gone, ears will be hard of hearing, hair will be gone. Where will be this beauty? It is simply flesh and bones. One doctor was telling us that in the body, the front portion and back portion, they have millions of germs. And he was telling that, when we see in this world, the conditioned souls are attracted to the impure parts of the body. They are attracted, which have millions of germs. It's very surprising how they have this mad attraction. He was a doctor devotee, he was telling. But when you become a devotee, your attraction for sex life is gone, and then we become attracted to the heart of the Lord. Lord's loving heart, devotee's loving heart, and all the hearts become united in devotion to Krishna. So we have to elevate our attractions from mundane attraction to spiritual attraction, from mundane tastes to spiritual tastes by the chanting of the holy name and pure lifestyle and devotional service. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Maharaj, you would like to say something in this mic? Maharaj. Jai.